What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaitlyn, and for those of you that don't know, this is my fiance Nick.
Hi.
Today we are going to be filming a Q&A video of some questions you guys have asked me over on my Instagram and on my Snapchat. If you want to be more involved in my channel, I would definitely suggest you go follow me on both of those. I ask a lot of opinions about what content y'all want to see. So yeah, if you want to be more involved, I would definitely go check those out in the description bar. Also, I apologize for my headband situation. I won't apologize on his behalf. That's a choice. My hair, just right before we decided to start filming, Cora threw up in it. And so, we're just going to roll with it. Alright, so I got, kind of a split, 50-50 amount of questions, where half of them were questions about me and Nick and our relationship, and the other half were things related to Cora. So I wanted to start with all the ones that are just about us and our relationship, and then, transition into the ones about Cora. That way they aren't just all over the place. Alright, the first question is, what were your first impressions of each other?
For me, it was just immediately I was captivated by your beauty, and when I very first saw you, that was the first thing. I was you're just so pretty. And then we started hanging out, and I was just you make me feel really warm. You're a very welcoming, kind person. You're very smart. And then you started telling me you I've done all these things, and you're so talented, and it was just I was overwhelmed in a good way. Definitely in a good way.
My first impression of you, Nick is a really good storyteller. He tells the funniest stories. It doesn't even matter what the story is. He could literally be talking about someone's funeral and still manage to make it really funny. And I have the driest sense of humor ever. I don't laugh at other people's jokes. I'm usually but Nick, he made me laugh I've never laughed before. Also, I thought you were super cute, but I was damn, you need a haircut. Because he was rocking a lesbian soccer mom ponytail when we first met, and I was gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rude. The next question is, when did y'all know it was love?
For me, I think I knew subconsciously after I met you, but it took me a while to realize that, because the moment I met you, my entire personality shifted, and I became a different person. I started talking differently. I started everything about me shifted, and I didn't know that, and I felt a sense of happiness and just love, and I didn't really fully get that was what it was until I don't know, it took a couple of weeks for me to realize I felt different immediately being around you, but I didn't realize to me that I was in love with you until then. And then once that hit, I was I've just been in love with her this whole time, and I had no idea that that's what that was. And, yeah.
Oh, shucks. For me, I would definitely agree. I felt a shift when I first met you. And, as soon as I met you, I just knew, you were the person I was supposed to be with. And I knew that, I don't know, I felt grounded again. I felt for once, everything was just gonna be okay. And, yeah. But kind of how you said, I had just kind of connected that, so I was oh, we're just really good friends, and he's just a really nice person, and I didn't really immediately be oh, well, I'm in love with you, until I kind of had a specific moment where I had come over and hung out at your house, and we were hanging out in your room, and we were just kind of laying in the bed, and this was end of September. We were just hanging out in your room, and we were listening to music, and I just realized this is how life is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I was just so comforted by you, and I just knew, like, that you were it. Like, that was all I needed, was to be with you. Yeah. What?
I think,
Oh.
like, the moment I realized it was like 4 in the morning, and we had been texting all night, and I went to get in the shower at like 1 or 2 or something, and I had like forgotten to text you back. When I got out of the shower, you would send me a message on Snapchat, like you were just like saying like, okay, call me back whenever you get out of the shower, like call me whenever you get out or something, and like it was just like a picture of you smiling, and like I just sat there and stared at it for a while, and then I like realized that I was sitting there staring at your photo, and I was like, well, I think I'm in love with you, yeah. And then like I had like a kind of moment of panic because I had never felt that way before, and so like I was just like, oh my god, like what? And then I was worried that you weren't in love with me, and like I don't know, like I started panicking, but I was just really happy.
And then you called her Doppel.
Yeah. And I called a bunch of my friends and was like, whoa. And they were like, whoa.
Yeah. Righty. The next question is, what is your favorite part of one another? Can I go first?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, like I said earlier, like you just have like the best sense of humor, and I love that. But I would say, like, since we've had Cora, like watching you go from just like this person that I love to hands down being the best father I could ever imagine, like, that has been amazing, because I don't know, I never imagined, like, I don't know, that, because I've never had any, like, positive, like, male role models. Like, I've never seen a man, like, love his children as much as you love her, and put forth as much energy into her as you do, and, like, that is just so powerful to me, to just watch you love her as much as I do.
For me, I would say before you got pregnant and gave birth and everything, I think it was just your ability to make everyone feel like accepted and like loved. Like you could walk up to somebody and they could tell you that they killed their puppy last week, and you'd be like, oh really, you ran it over with a car? That's cool, do you want to be my friend? And like it wouldn't matter, like you accept people regardless of their backgrounds and their circumstances and the things that have happened to them, and you just show them that they're appreciated and like that you care for them. And I think after you've gotten pregnant and I've watched you grow into the woman and the mom that you are, it's just your ability to be so caring to our daughter and to be so patient with her and to just show her as much love as you possibly can, and are just the best mom.
What are your plans for the wedding? Right now we have a date picked at, kind of like a estimated, like we're thinking April of 2021, because we are paying for it ourselves, and so we want to give ourselves time to like finance on different things, because everything, luckily, like you can set a finance plan up on, like you don't have to just like pay everything up front. So like, is she laughing? It just gives you gives us time to like finance things like, you know, dresses and venues and catering and all that type of stuff. So yeah. Do you have any other secret plans? Technically, he hasn't even like really proposed yet. Like, it's just something like we know is gonna happen. I have a ring, I just am not allowed to have it yet.
I've got all the plans up here.
But yeah.
I can't execute them yet. The setting has to be perfect.
Oh, the setting?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. The next question is, how do you keep y'all's relationship alive?
I think what most people don't realize is that even when you're in a relationship with someone, and even after you've been with someone for a long time, you still need to put in an effort. Like, you can't get so comfortable that you stop doing nice things for one another, and you stop with everything. Like, little things make a big difference. Really, they do. It can be something as simple as sticking notes to mirrors, or, you know, making somebody a cup of coffee in the morning, or sending someone a text and telling them that you're proud of them, they're doing a good job today, even if you don't know what they're doing, even if you don't actually think they're doing a good job, which, like, if you don't think that the person you're with is doing a good job, then maybe you should reconsider who you're with. But it just, stuff like that. It's little things that go a really long way.
I would agree with that. I would also say communication.
Yes.
We never allow ourselves to get sorry, the baby's crying. We never allow ourselves to get so frustrated with one another that we can't carry on a conversation. Like, no matter how strongly we both feel, we are able to bring ourselves back enough in the conversation to be like, but is it worth it? Is this argument worth hurting his feelings? Is this argument worth our energy, our time?
Exactly.
And it never is.
There are most cases, like, there's, honestly, like, with our arguments specifically, it's not even anything that either one of us are frustrated.
Just keep talking. I'm gonna
frustrated about as far as with each other. It's outside circumstances. And you just have to be sure not to let those kind of things affect your relationship and affect your partner in any way, because that's one thing, like she said, communication really does help. And so, like, if I ever feel like I'm getting frustrated about something and I don't know why, or frustrated and I do know why, I'll tell her, I'm frustrated about this. This is frustrating me right now. Or vice versa. If she's upset and she's mad, or she's sad, and like, I expect her to tell me, and like, she does tell me, hey, this is making me upset. This is upsetting me, and then we both work towards making sure that we're both in a better mood from then on, and how to not continue to do those things, because if it's something that I'm doing, I want to make sure that I'm not doing it.
Yeah, and like, I myself, like, I tend, like, when I get upset, I project that in all of my conversations. Like, I can't just be upset and then just be upset in my head. And so I always let him know, like, hey, today's like a really bad day. There's no reason for it. I just don't feel good. That way, like, he knows that if I'm talking to him later and I seem snappy, like, not to it's okay, princess. Not to take it personally. I got it. Because never am I ever really upset with him.
Yeah.
I 9 times out of 10 am upset either at myself or at somebody else in the household, or like a friend, someone else has done something to hurt my feelings, and I don't necessarily take it out on Nick, but he can tell in the way that I conduct myself differently, and I never want him to believe that it's me directing it at him. So yeah. Do you want to hold her, baby?
Yeah. Let me see. Come here, little boy.
Alrighty guys, so after like reviewing all of the footage, I decided to split the video up into 2 separate videos because I received a lot more questions than I thought I was going to. And half of them were about me and Nick and our relationship, and the other half were about Cora and our parenting, and so I decided to just split it up into 2 separate videos. So I am posting the first one, which you're watching now, and then next Friday I will be posting our parenting Q&A, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, so again, if you want to go ahead and follow me on my social medias, I'll have those and Nick's linked in the description bar below. But yeah, so keep an eye out for next week's video. Thanks guys.